coming back to you live from our rooms. I'm Zach.
And I'm Sean.
That one, wow. Never use that voice with me ever again.
That's what we're gonna leave the people on, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna be like, wow, that was a very thought-provoking episode. And then they're gonna hear Sleepy Time Junction twice in a row, I think, because it's gonna be the outro and then immediately after.
Yeah.
Well, because whatever. Maybe I'll only do it once, but also it's kind of funny to do it twice.
It's pretty funny to do it twice. We would do that.
And then that.
You know, we gotta keep our audience on their toes, Sean. They gotta be prepared for anything. I mean, granted, they'll never be prepared for that, but they can sure try to be.
They can try. You know, you can stock up, you can save, you can build an underground bunker, you can do a lot of things, but you cannot be prepared for that.
Yeah, everything you prepared for your entire life, it wasn't even worth it. There was no point to any of this.
You know, sometimes you gotta just sit back and wonder, like, what's it all about, man? Like,
Well, that's a great question, Sean.
I'm saving up money so that when I retire, I don't have to work. But at the same time, money is a concept humans created. We created work for ourselves. People find meaning through their work, but they only found meaning through that fakeness of create something created for them to find meaning in. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Sorry, I'm still dying. This cough will not go away.
So at least you're in good company now because I went on a run today and I destroyed my throat by going on a run.
Okay, I have to say, it was so nice today.
Oh, it was lovely.
Compared to every other day recently. Oh, it was like I turned my air conditioning on in my car.
This whole weekend, man. Freaking Saturday, I like played spike ball with my cousins outside because it was warm. And then like Sunday, we were at Allison's grandma's house, and I was just sitting on the porch swing while the sun set, playing guitar. Like, it's just lovely, man. It's just so lovely.
You did a lot this weekend, then.
It was Easter. Got to visit all the families, man.
I mean, we put in my family group chat, Happy Easter, and that was about it. So.
I also hung out with Clay's and did the game night. Where were you, young lady?
I had D&D.
Oh, is that like a weekly thing for you?
Yeah, it's me and my family. We all do D&D on Saturday nights. Yeah, that was our family bonding experience. Was that so?
Yeah. Sounds like a pretty weak excuse, but it's okay.
Well, I probably could have dipped. Let's be honest, but like, it's not like I needed to be there or anything.
I mean, are you the DM?
No, I'm just a player.
And they didn't need you at all.
No, honestly, they probably didn't. I'm gonna be honest.
Yikes. Zach, why can't you find meaning even as your character in a game you're playing?
Well, it didn't help that my character currently doesn't know what their meaning is. My whole character has
it's a bit of historical fiction, you might say. It's very representative of yourself.
Yeah. So my character is what we call a reborn. It's somebody who has died but has come back to life in some form.
That makes a lot of sense.
And they often lose most, or if not all, their memories when this happens. So.
Reminds me of the Yu-Gi-Oh card, Monster Reborn.
Oh, dude, what a good
That
card.
statement added nothing to this conversation. So I just felt like I needed to say it.
You should really get in the D&D lingo and like get all the vocabulary so you actually sound intelligent one of these times, but it's fine.
The thing is, even if I do that, I don't think it'll help me sound intelligent.
Okay, well here's the funny thing is like I don't even particularly love D&D. Like I don't mind D&D, but I do find myself enjoying making my character and their backstory and everything more than actually playing the character. Like I find myself like I just want to be creative rather than like play the whole thing. But
You're a writer, man. You like writing stories.
yeah, but
Just makes
I don't
sense to
like
me.
writing stories and then putting myself in that story, being like, oh yes, now I'm role playing. I don't know, not
Yeah.
entirely my jam, but like I enjoy it enough that I'll play it, and like it's like what my family does, like because like, we're all spread out now, but like it's what brings us
That's
together
cool.
each week. So it's a good time.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time.
Well, it's so funny because like I remember growing up, and this was like back in high school, and Ethan was the one who like originally got into D&D, and he would play D&D with his friends like in the library and stuff during school. Like he was the nerd.
Oh,
But like
library lunch boy.
but like I was a nerd in school too. Like I loved video games and reading and stupid crap. But like, I was never that nerd. Let's be honest. No, like here's the thing. Like I remember like I did not like or want anything to do with D&D. But I think part of that was it was because it's what my brother really enjoyed. It's like ugh, whatever.
Mm,
It's kind of like the same thing as
hmm.
Spider Man. Like Ethan loves Spider Man, but he watched it so many times. Like I kind of like don't care about Spider Man now. Like Spider Man. So that was kind of me with D&D. But then like he my sister Paige and her husband Taylor they must have been talking. I think Taylor got like interested in D&D a couple of years ago or something, and Ethan convinced us all just to. Ethan decided to be our DM for campaign, and like we all just joined in. I'm gonna be honest. I only joined that campaign for like maybe 4 sessions. I was like, yeah, nope. You guys have fun. My character can like die by a dragon, whatever. And I just
Yeah.
stopped showing up to the D&D campaigns because I would go to Clay's and stuff. Funnily enough.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, but now Taylor is actually our DM and Ethan's a player and I'm back in it. So it's a thing. I don't know where I was going with this story, but there it is.
I believe you were trying to illustrate through the story the linear and cyclical nature of time.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. And time. Well, Sean, like I left D&D. I went back to D&D. There's only one more place for me to go. I have to leave this D&D session, but then I come back as the DM later.
Oh, it's genius.
No, brilliant.
Honestly, but I feel like potentially, and I don't know, you could tell me, shut up, Sean, you're wrong, but like, I feel like potentially you might like actually enjoy being the DM more just because you get to really fill out the story for everybody.
No, I actually do think I would enjoy being the DM a lot more, because I mean I get to have fun like creating the campaign or like the side quests or even just like I feel like a lot of the part of the DM is like being a storyteller, and like I feel like that
Mhm.
like and my Taylor does a great job as well. Like he brings in atmospheric music because we play online. And
Right.
we use like a whole website for it, but like you're able to import like audio effects and visuals and create like these maps. I feel like that is something I could totally get lost in, and then like be able to like, yes, I made this, like I have this awesome like thing to share with everyone, and then but because it's so I feel like sometimes when I play I'm like, yes, I'm here, I'm playing, I'm doing what my character would do, but like I'm not like really like I'm not really my character. I don't really want to be my character. I'm like, I'm here. Maybe I just haven't made the right character. Maybe that's it.
I, I don't know. Here's what comes to my mind. Okay, I've played a version of D&D like 2, 3 times. My brother, for a little while, was really excited because there's a Mistborn D&D,
Yeah, yep.
and so he was really excited about that, and so We tried that, and I feel like I was like the party pooper, but
You
because I
would
just
be. It'd be like werewolf
I,
all over again. Sean's just
yeah,
sitting in the corner cracking jokes.
my character could only say one word. Which was Lollop, which I think was maybe the name of his father, which has this. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Um, so I've done that a handful of times, less than a handful, really. And then last October, November ish, Allison's family, we went to a place called Evermore. Have you ever heard of this?
I've been there. Yep.
Oh, okay. So you know the vibe.
Oh, I know
Okay,
the
cool.
vibe. I went there. It was cold.
For our viewers, it's like a role-playing theme park. I
Yeah.
don't know what else
No, that's
yeah. So
it's
you go
like
there.
it's like Lagoon or like a roller coaster ride, but it's not. There's no roller coasters. It's just more like.
You
So
go dressed
it's like that, but it's nothing like that.
It's nothing. It's a theme park that has a bunch of different areas that are themed after different fantasy stuff, and they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
actors that walk around and you interact with, and they have different quests for you to do, and that's what you do at the park. That's the whole point of it.
You can do some sword fighting, axe throwing, all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah, they got some other stuff, but like even those things, like
It's like a one and done sort of thing with those. But
yeah, the main purpose of you being there is to like join a guild and like really get into the story of the place, right?
yeah.
And I did not think I would really like this experience. It doesn't feel like something I would be into. And I was correct. But I it made me have an appreciation for that type of thing.
Mm.
Because there's a
Okay.
lot of effort and passion. Like you got to be passionate about something if you're gonna your job is gonna be interacting with random strangers who are also kind of trying to pretend to be something.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
For some reason, I feel this way about a lot of things. Like because like Comic Con. I've never gone to Comic Con or FanX or whatever because it just feels like it's not the level of engagement I'm interested in. I feel like those places are really cool for people who really want to engage with other people about the things they really love, like a
Yeah.
lot of the nerdy stuff, right? And the same with Evermore, and the same with D&D in some ways. It's a way to engage with other people about these things. And I never really felt the need for that, I guess. Um, Let alone the idea that like I just don't like crowded spaces. Like,
Fair, fair.
and especially like the energy of those specific types of places where it's just like a lot of shops, which is cool, but also like I don't really want that. um, so yeah, like even like concerts, like I love music. I love music. I have no desire to go to any concerts. And people think I'm freaking insane for that because I love music. I talk about music all the time. Some people like the only thing they know about me is that I like music and I'm sarcastic. Like that's all they've been able to figure out. And so they'll be like, "Oh, there's this concert from this band that you've talked about." Like, I'm like, "Oh yeah, it sounds cool," but like, it's just like there's like a level of engagement there that for whatever reason, I just feel separated from. I'm not interested in it. Do you ever feel like that? I don't know if this is relatable
Yes.
in any
No,
kind of
no,
way.
no. Yes. Yes. Because I feel like I'm, for the most part, very similar to you in that way. Like even when I went to Evermore, um, I do feel like I'm able to like get into a mindset where it's like this is where I am and what I'm here to do, but and like I'll be able to enjoy it to a certain like to an extent, but like being in these certain atmospheres is like, which is with lots of people for me is like exhausting after a certain point. I'm like I don't want to be here anymore.
Mm,
Even if I'm not like necessarily engaged with lots of people, like I could like just be like on the outskirts of it. But I do feel like what I enjoyed the most though was like the not like the social atmosphere, but the atmosphere the Evermore itself created, with like
Mm.
with the shops in the corner, or like there was a stage where there was people did like a fire dance where like they would light stuff on fire and like do these dances and like, throw like um, just sticks on fire in the air and catch them and stuff like that. Like that was really cool. Or just like, or the whole fantasy atmosphere was a lot of fun. But like if it actually came down to like engaging with the people and or like trying to like, there is this awkward social interaction when it comes to these places where it's like this person is a worker and you know they're a worker, but they're pretending to be a wizard and trying to give you this quest or something to go find runes or whatever. But like that's their job, and you know it's their job. But you also are trying to like ignore that, pretend they're a wizard, and you go on a social adventure, and it just kind of makes this, for me at least, it makes this kind of sort of almost cringy atmosphere where it's like if you weren't trying, it would come off as more authentic. But I don't know. Like I kind of got going from like I some different opinions, I guess. But like I actually did really enjoy like just going into all the different shops and see what they were selling, or like there were some artists, like fantasy artists and stuff, that had like cool stuff, and like going and looking at all their art and like getting like their card or whatever. It was interesting. Like I'm never gonna look at your card again, I'm sorry, but like it was cool to engage with you and see what you've made.
Yeah, there's like at least for Evermore, there's a level of like spectacle. There's like all of the local artists, of course, but then there's also just like the things that they have set up like, permanently. They have like the circus tent thing going on. They have like, a mad scientist place. They have like, you know, they have these different things. They have like the haunt or whatever it was
They've
called.
got towers like off in the distance, or like they're building like a cathedral and stuff. Like there's just cool things.
Like, I can super get behind that. Like I can be like, wow, that's really cool. Like that's someone's time and effort, many people's time, effort, energy, love, care going into something that they truly care about. But I just can't feel like I can enter into it the same way they can.
I kind of feel that, where I feel like a little bit of an outsider, because I think part of it for me is I feel like there is a level of I don't know, personalization that you have to be comfortable with, or like dropping like you go to these places and there's like this expectation that you're almost going to drop some social norms to engage fully with this experience. And I like engaging with these concepts, or these fantasy elements that I truly do enjoy and like love a lot, but like I don't necessarily feel comfortable dropping these social norms or like putting myself out there. And so I feel like that's what holds me back a lot in these situations, where other people they're gonna come super dressed up, they're gonna act in character the whole time, they're gonna like, and I'm just like, I'll come, I'll have a great time. I don't know how out there I'm gonna be though.
Yeah, I mean, when I was there, I feel so bad about it, honestly. The good thing was the tickets were free. Nobody paid for them. So that was good. Because I did not speak to a single person. And I feel bad for Allison because she was just with me the whole time. Although she was just kind of like, it's fine, like it's whatever. But I was just like, I just want to go in, see what they've got going on, and sneak out. Like I'm not interested in engaging with this in any kind of way. I think the way you said it is totally right, though. It's the dropping of social norms, because you're acting, like, I don't know, we're both, I think, very willing to act. We've done it on this show, we've done it on the channel, but maybe there's something about like it's real, it's role play, like it's real world
like
acting.
more of a public performance rather than like
just us
a skit or like
around.
or whatever. I felt like maybe for me I had a bit more of a, that maybe I was more able to engage with it maybe than you were, was that maybe it was the people I was with, because one, like Paige, my sister Paige, she's like super extroverted. She like has no problem like just having a great time and like putting things away, and like so I again I was with my family, I was with Paige. I was with Taylor, and Taylor is very similar. Like he's like they all came dressed up in like in costumes and stuff, right? Like they were having
Right.
I wore my jacket, like it was cold outside. um, but like they're very good at like um, getting me out of my comfort zone. I don't even think they know they're doing it, because even growing up, I was a lot more similar to Paige, where like me and Paige were always both on like the same wavelength, basically. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna go do this. This is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be super fun. But I feel like, oddly enough, as I've gotten older, I've almost like gotten more reserved. And it's like harder for me to get out of that, like what I'm comfortable with. But yeah, I feel like they did a great job at that, and just like it's like, yeah, we're having a good time, and like yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, the context must be so important. There's definitely like, um, there's like been times where I've been in a social situation, right? Um, and obviously, in general, for social situations, I'm not necessarily the guy who's in the center of everything going on, right? Nor do I want to be.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, same, same, but yes.
right, you know. But there's also like there's always exceptions because context is important. So like freaking like we go to Clay's house and we have a party and it's all of our friends, like we're all just losing our minds. Like you can't shut us up. It's like annoying how
Yeah.
much we talk to each other, you know? Because we're all so comfortable with each other.
Right.
And then there's times where like there's like a mix happening of like there's people I'm comfortable with and there's people I don't know. And I almost feel like some kind of obligation to like try to help the people I don't know. You know what I mean? Like be able to engage with other people and everyone else that's there, which is like
Right.
so
Right.
not me normally, because it puts me in a spot of being like the happy guy, the excited guy, pulling people in, but it's not me like on a normal basis. So I don't know.
Can I
Yeah.
just say I'm so glad that you feel that responsibility to do that, because man, when it comes to like whenever like there's somebody new that Clay invites to like a party or something, I haven't met them. I feel so bad doing this, but I will ignore you until I'm introduced to you. I will ignore your entire existence.
Dude, and here's the thing though, here's the thing. Because I say I feel some like responsibility toward that, but the amount that I do that, like act in that responsibility, I don't know. It's pretty I don't, especially if like there's someone around who I can just go hover around instead. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like
The
if I
thing-
have a way out,
you
I'll
take
take
it.
it.
Yes. Well, it's funny because like I know I can socialize with somebody I don't know and like joke around with them, or like just get to know them on some sort of level, and like it won't be awkward. Like even if I'm faking it the whole time, like I'm confident enough that I could be as something if I have to. But I just do not want to engage with that at all, unless like I hate breaking the ice. I hate
Being the guy.
like going, oh hey bro, what's your name? Tell me all about you. I'm like, no,
Yeah,
well, like
yeah.
I'm sure there's already so many people trying to talk to you and trying to get to know you. Like it's like, no, like wait, like we'll meet eventually. It's fine. I'm in no rush. But don't know how we got here. Well, I'm glad we just ranted about D&D, Evermore, and socialization at parties now. Sean, I have. Sean, hello.
Hello.
Oh hi. That was so good.
You
I'm
just
not-
disappeared, and
No.
then I like you cut off in the middle of that, and I was just like silence, and I'm like Zach, and then it's just like 5 seconds of silence, and then just like skipping moments of you continuing the conversation alone, and I'm just like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, well, here's the weird thing. I was just talking, having a good grand old time, moving on to my next thing. But then, I looked at my OBS, and, like, my, of course my meter was moving, but my desktop audio meter was, like, just silent. Nothing, not a sound. So then I paused. It was not even, like, a background noise. Something like, Sean? Hello, silence, and then I said it. I was like, "Hello again," and then you were there. You were back. So I don't know what you heard last or what I was blabbering on about, but
It
welcome back.
kind of jumped you out. It's okay. You were gonna say something really profound, I think.
Oh, no, not really. But I mean, we are almost at time already, which is crazy because we talked about. I didn't plan to talk about any of this, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I do have a thought, and this is actually gonna be like my, like side thought before going into the main topic, so it's fine. We can end with my side thought, because it's not long, but. As you know, I am currently rereading The Way of Kings.
Oh,
And,
lucky you.
It's been a blast already, gonna be honest. So just spoiler warning, everyone. If you have not read The Way of Kings, and probably just the Stormlight Archive in general, stop listening now. Go read all of them, and then come back. Thanks. But don't forget to come back. Moving on to spoilers.
We missed you. We need you.
It's been such a journey to be rereading the Stormlight Archive and like pick up on things that were said that didn't mean anything to me at the time, the first time I read it, but means so much to me now that I'm like, wait, what the fetch? Like he talks about this early, or like, what the, like, this whole time this is right in front of me. So one of these moments that just happened, well, it's been a little bit now. Yeah, it's actually been a long minute now. But fetching, you find out that Shallan has a shard blade within the first 100 pages of the book.
Yep. Yeah.
I read that, and I was like, excuse me? Like, it just didn't mean anything to me at the time. And they didn't call it a shard blade. They just said, and in her hands there was like a sword that could cut through stone like water or something like that. And like, it blew my fetching mind. I seriously had to pause. I was like, I can't believe you just said that. What the fetch? I was like, Jacob, look at this, And then I went and told Ethan, because Ethan loves it as well. I'm like, Ethan, look at this. He's like, I just had to go share this like newfound thing. But there's been like a couple of those like realizations or like things that get brought up super early that you just like, it doesn't mean anything to you at the time, or like I forget what they call them, but like the death rattles or something like that.
Yeah, death rattles. Yeah.
Yeah, the death rattles. Like, there will be things in those death rattles that I'm like, holy fetch.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I read it the first time, I'm like, that's interesting, weird. Why are they saying something like this? Right? Like what does that even mean? But now I'm like, holy bitch! This is what they're talking about. This goes to this. I'm like, or like I've finished Mistborn as well, the first 3 books of Mistborn, which I had not read the first time, and like there's stuff relating to Mistborn that I'm like catching, like, holy fetch, what the crap? Between like the letters between Wit and what's his name? Fetch. Starts with an R. It starts with an R.
I can't. Rays? Is he writing? No, that doesn't make any sense. I can't remember who he's writing in that book.
He is, because isn't it it's the guy who takes both powers at the end.
Oh. Wait. What books from Mistborn have you read?
I've read the first 3.
Oh, okay. Sazed.
Sazed, yeah. Isn't it between Wit and Sazed? Or
In
am I
this
crazy?
in the Wave
In Way
Kings,
of
you
Kings,
crazy,
yeah.
bro.
What
You
the
crazy,
fetch?
bro. It's someone else. Yeah, I can't remember who it is. I don't know if I ever knew. It is a shard, I believe.
It is a shard. That's why I thought it was. Oh, I'm going crazy.
Yeah,
Scratch
just
that one.
just you know what? I won't even say anything. Yeah, you're
Oh
fine.
wait, maybe this is why Ethan was saying I needed to read Second Era of Mistborn first. It's fine.
Nah, yeah, whatever. It's
Um.
fine.
Anyways, and just like the the things you pick up on like a second read through, or like things that relate to like a different book he's done, like it's so mind blowing when like this happens. I'm like, holy fetch. Um. Yeah,
I
that's it.
I
That's it.
wonder I wonder what you're saying. First of all, I agree. Having read The Wave Kings like freaking 8 times in my life, I agree. But secondly, what you're saying makes me think. I wonder about because those moments are hints. They're foreshadowing, right?
Oh
That's what they
yeah.
are.
Oh yeah.
They're foreshadowing, which is really good. That's a good thing to do in storytelling. You're supposed to foreshadow things that are coming. Yes, absolutely. That's great. I wonder about I don't know how to say this about the use of foreshadowing before people understand the world. Does that make sense? Because like you said, Shallan's reveal that she has a shard blade is in the first 100 pages of the book. I don't know if shard blades, like I guess Zeth's chapter introduced them, but like you haven't interacted very much with them. You will kind of get it, but you kind of like you mostly don't. Um, I also think about like just the interlude where it's literally the heralds who are like laying down their weapons and being like, "We're done with this," and you
Yeah.
don't understand fully what that means, actually, like at all, because it's like the first pages of the book. You're like, "What the fetch is happening?" It
Right.
sounds cool. Those are cool sounding words, but like, you know, so I because it's something I like actually because it lets you figure things out later on. And like you said, you can have this experience where you're rereading and see just how much was foreshadowed. But at the same time, should the reader or should the person engaging in the story have the ability to understand what is being foreshadowed?
Oh, I like how you phrase that. So here's the thing. I feel like for me, this like foreshadowing without context, right, like any context, is it does two things. One, I feel like it's more like an unconscious foreshadowing, where you are gonna read something 2 books from now, that explains what you read in the very first book, in the first like 200 pages or something, right? But I feel
Mm-hmm.
like in a way, even if you don't make the dots right away, there's gonna be something in your unconscious like this is somewhat familiar, or like this like
Mm.
there's something there. I feel like that is almost really good, but there's also something that does is it this foreshadowing provides mystery in the moment.
Mm. Yeah.
And that's really good because like not only are you world building, you're providing this foreshadowing, but you're also providing just mystery for the reader to get lost in the present moment and try to connect the dots themselves, even if they're
Mm.
going to be wildly wrong, right?
That's something I love that. I love that. I love that. That's something I thought like when I first started reading Brandon Sanderson books, like freaking Mistborn and Way of Kings back when I was in like junior high school. That's what really attracted me to them. I was just trying to branch away from YA, because that's all I'd really read up to that point.
Right, right.
But B, it was like I didn't feel like he was taking the time to explain every single little thing to me, and that was a good thing.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it felt like he assumed I had functioning skills and I could figure this out, and even if I can't, then it'll make it all the more crazy at the end. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I feel like there's things that won't ever really get fully explained. Um, Maybe I'm wrong with that, but I think the interludes are a great example.
hmm,
Um, like I totally forgot about the first interlude with the
The Pure
lake, the pure
Laker.
laker. Yeah, and it's just a fisherman
Hmm.
who goes through this lake and meets with people who are looking for wit or
Yep.
Hoyd. Like I forgot all this. I'm like, yeah, why are people looking for Hoyd? Like, why do I remember this? Or like, why is this or but like I found myself wanting to know more about this single
Mm.
person in this interlude, and I don't know if I'll ever get that. I don't know if I'll ever be able to fully understand or get more context about him. But like second time read through, I loved that interlude
Mm.
because I remember reading it, and I feel like this is something that's been just the first time, the second time rather than the first time. It's the first time I would get to the interludes and like I enjoyed them, but I just wanted to get back to the main story. I wanted to know what happened next. But like I already know what happens next now. So when I do get to the interludes, I get to like just dive into the interludes with like more depth than I would have given it the first time, or and like appreciate them for what they are, and that's been really fun. um,
Yeah. I honestly, I mean, I I've seen the arguments for the interludes. For a lot of people, the interludes are a huge turnoff. They're just like, I hate this. I don't want this. Allison is actually probably in that boat. Maybe not that strongly, but she doesn't really like them because of
right.
what you said. It takes you away from the story. And I think especially when you're reading the first Way of Kings, it's like there's already all this stuff and all of these characters, and you're trying to understand this
Yeah.
world and how
Yeah.
it functions. And then all of a sudden you're like, now we're on a different place, and we're never going to return here, by the way.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the heck? Why? But I like what you said there, because for me, the interludes were always like, you're reading on 1,000-page book that is just epic fantasy. Like, that's what it is. This is a very well thought out world. And what this is going to do is it's going to hint at some things. There's some secrecy involved, but it's also going to let you experience more of that world.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
me, that was enough. Like, I was like, that's awesome. That's so cool. So,
Like it just adds depth to the already incredibly deep world, right? It just
absolutely.
like blows your mind just a little bit more, and I feel like I was able to appreciate that a lot more the second time. But I'm having a blast reading through the wiki second time. Fetching, I just got to the part where um, Dalinar and all of them are having like the first feast
Yes.
just with the king, and they're on like that the lake that has like little islands in between with the bridges and whatnot.
Hmm.
And Wit is just sitting on a stool insulting everyone as they come.
Freaking the best, man.
Oh my gosh! That's a moment I had completely forgotten about. But like reading that again, I was dying. I was like, "This went yes, dude, yes."
Yes, absolutely.
Like it's
It's
just so
amazing.
fun to like read this again and like 'cause I know where the story is overall going, but there's just little things that have happened that I've forgotten about or things I didn't pay attention to as much the first time and I'm paying attention to now. It's like a whole different experience reading it the second time than it was the first time, and I'm just like loving every moment.
It's a book with the level of depth that allows for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, which again, for like a first time reader, that can be tough. That it feels like you're hitting your head against a
Oh
wall
yeah.
because
Well,
there's so
I mean,
much
I
stuff.
dropped Way of Kings like 3 times before I finished it. The fourth time.
But
So
ironically, based on our conversation previously, because of how the depth of it, we are able to engage with it even further
right,
than
right.
many other books. So, yeah, kind of cool.
That's my second rant of the day.
Well,
Spoilers
great.
are now over, everyone. Sean, you can put a timestamp in the link. Thanks.
I'm not going to.
That's fine. They don't need. They'll like you said. They'll come back once they finish the entire Storm Meadow archive. They
Trust us.
promised me they would
They
come back.
they pinky promised. They would never disavow the pinks, you know what I mean?
Thank you all so much for watching. I'm still Zach,
And I'm still shot.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bloop.
Somebody's taking a train to Sleepy Time Junction. Somebody is so tired he can barely function. So he's hopping on that train to Sleepy Time Junction. Somebody's taking a train to Sleepy Time Junction. All aboard! Cried the engineer. Sleepy Time Junction is so near. Somebody's taking a train to Sleepy Time Junction. Looking up the guitar chords for Sleepy Time Junction.
Dude, the moment you typed that first line, I was like, yes! Sleepy Time Junction!
Oh, yes! Go!
Dude, Sleepy Time Junction is a banger.
It is, man.
You know, it hits different.
Somebody's taking a train to Sleepy Time Junction. Somebody is so tired he can barely function. So he's hopping on that train to Sleepy Time Junction. Somebody's taking a train to Sleepy Time Junction. All aboard! Cried the engineer. Sleepy Time Junction is so near. Somebody's taking a train to Sleepy Time Junction.
I've never felt so relaxed in my entire life.
It's the best. Oh my gosh. I really should have plucked the opening stuff so it sounded even more like calming and then just blasted through.
Oh,
like
it's
the
fine.
storm.
It's fine. I think that our outro song is gonna deafen people, and it's gonna be great. Just so everyone is aware, I have no responsibility for broken eardrums. Thanks.
Hey, you're welcome.
Tell Sean.
Yes, Zach.
Oh, never mind. I'm good.
Sorry, I don't know what just happened.
I'm gonna just